Hello everyone, Tiger Motorsport here. Welcome back to the channel and something slightly different to the norm. What I wanted to do in today's video is just run through my setup that I have, and can you actually sim race effectively, fast or competitively on the cheap? Have you got to have a bottomless pit of money to be able to sim race and effectively achieve what you want to achieve without breaking the bank? This is what we're going to talk about today. So I'll try and make this as short as video as possible and try and condense everything into sort of really concise information, so you guys aren't sitting here for hours and hours and hours. So what we'll do is we'll start off with my base, my actual rig. So you can see I'm sitting in the rig right now. It's the GT Omega ART rig. I purchased it maybe around about 2022, something like that, and it cost me around about £300. I actually purchased it via using Klarna, so it was a sort of three initial payments to pay for the rig itself. So that was quite cool. So if you're on a budget, a bit like myself, I could split those payments up over 3 months and obviously pay, it's about £113 per payment to be able to get pay off the rig. So that was the rig itself. It's the GT Omega, like I say, ART. Comes with the RS6 seat. If I'm being honest, I'm quite a bit of a bigger chap. I'm about 6 foot tall and about 6 foot wide. I'm only joking, but I'm 6 foot tall. I maybe could have done with the extra large seat, if I'm being honest. Sometimes it can get quite uncomfortable if I'm doing sort of endurance races or longer races, and in the summer it can get sort of, you know, it's not necessarily quite nice to sit on for a long period of time. So maybe if I was repicking or going for something new in the future, I'd probably pick a sort of a larger seat. But it does what I need it to do, and it's comfortable. It does what it says on the tin. In terms of flexibility, it's an entry-level rig, so I have to bear that in mind. And yes, it does shake sometimes. If I'm, you know, really aggressively driving, it can cause me to shudder the screen a bit too much, and you know, I can notice it. It's not the end of the world. It's not, you know, it's better than, for me, better than sitting at a desk with the pedals at the wrong height and the steering wheel at the wrong height. So yeah, for me it's great. Moving on to the base, I've got the Logitech G920. Originally, when I bought this, it was around about £250, but I bought it with the wheel, the pedals, and at the time I bought the shifter with it. Obviously, I don't use that anymore, but that was a sort of the 3-piece kit that I bought. Again, it's an entry-level wheel. I'm still using it today. Obviously, I haven't upgraded to a direct drive wheel, but I'll explain more into that in a minute about what I did to improve my lap times from when I had this with the pedals to what I've done now. And yeah, it does what it says on the tin. There's plenty of buttons. You know, it's a round steering wheel. It's not like an F1 style steering wheel, but you know, it does what it says on the tin. It works for me, and you know, right now I don't have the money to be able to afford a nice Fanatec Moza wheel. So yeah, I'll continue to use this until I decide to upgrade. Going back to my rig ever so slightly, I've got a 32-inch monitor powering it all. It's just an LG basic gaming rig. I think I paid about £200 again for this screen setup. So it's, you know, it's not a 4K monitor. I think it might be 144 Hertz refresh rate, which is good obviously for sim racing, but it doesn't break the bank. I'm not running triple monitors. I'm literally running one screen only, and I feel 32 inch is probably the right, it feels the right size for this room and for how I've got it all set up. So that's that. Additionally, I've got a couple of Stream Decks on my rig. Could probably get away with none, or just the one. I'm lucky enough to have a streaming PC setup, which I'm recording on now, on a gaming PC. So one of my Stream Decks is for controlling my stream, controlling that part of it, and the other one, my main one, is for controlling things like ignition start, engine start limiters, TCs, ABS mappings, TC cuts, other bits like that. So just to aid, rather than having the keyboard on my lap consistently, I've got little hotkeys I can press to be able to quickly do something in the car if I need to, whatever. So that was, or is, my basic setup. What I did in around about 8 months ago is I purchased the Fanatec CSL pedals with the load cell kit, and this is where I want to go on to about what can you do on a budget that can improve your racing. And this is what I've done so far, and it seemed to have worked well, quite nicely for me. So what I've done is I've gone out and purchased the Fanatec CSL pedals with the load cell kit. It was around about £200, yeah, give or take, but I did have to pay, if you're over in the UK, I did have to pay an extra £60 surcharge, obviously for postage, obviously due to Brexit, and obviously importing it from Germany, I had to pay that additional charge. So that doesn't come out of the charge when you check out on Fanatec store. That's a separate charge that you get sent an email from, I think it was UPS that I got it sent from, and I had to pay additional charge on top of the money that I paid for the pedals to be able to get those delivered. It's like a customs tax basically. So yeah, you're talking about £260 completely delivered to your house if you're based in the UK. If you're inside Europe, then obviously you're fine, you haven't got to pay for that additional charge. But for the UK, that's what I had to do. And I will say that one change, you know, relatively cheap change in the grand scheme of things of sim racing, has made a vast difference to my driving experience. I don't have a direct drive wheel, so you know, I lose out on force feedback and just general control. But where I have gained is on pedal control. As you well know, the Logitech works on position, so it's not done on pressure. But obviously, as soon as I've got the Fanatec pedals, it's now changed my driving, where now I can really regulate the brake pedal and I can really regulate the accelerator pedal, and it really works on force. So, you know, in the Fanatec setup, I can set, you know, the pressure of how much pressure I'm applying to the pedal to work out how much brake. So for me, I've got it set around 90%, 85, 90%, and that really, you know, because you should be able to properly press the pedal, and to be able to get full braking control. Anything other than that, obviously, it's not really effective. So you just got to be able to press it enough for the car to apply full brake, and obviously then regulate that back. And I must admit, that has changed my driving. I'm not the fastest driver in the world. I won't sit here and say I can do alien lap times, but when I'm driving now, my consistency level is a lot higher than it was when I was on my Logitech pedals, just because I can regulate the brake pedal a lot nicer, and my braking is more consistent. Room for improvement, but massively improved. So that's it then. I've basically run through everything I have. You guys would have seen by pictures of what I have currently. Excuse the mess in the pictures. I don't have a lot of room in here, and cable management could be better, but yeah, I'm still a work in progress. It's never finished, and I'm always trying to improve things and try and do things better. And so yeah, excuse the mess. For me personally, the next thing I'm looking at purchasing is a brand new rig and a brand new base, just because I feel like it's time for me to move on and upgrade. Like I said, I've been doing sim racing now for just coming up nearly 2 years, and I feel like it might be time now to upgrade. But I'm not going to do it tomorrow. It's probably going to take me another few months to be able to save up for what I want, because I haven't got a bottomless pit. I'm not sponsored by anybody. All this is obviously paid for out of my own pocket. So yeah, I have to work to get all these items. So I'm gonna wait and save and try and find the best kit. I'm not gonna go out though when I do purchase them and go out and buy the best. I'm gonna go out and find something that's affordable but it's got good reviews, because I feel like I don't need to go out and spend £4,000 or £5,000 on a new setup when I've been racing like this on a pretty small budget for a period of time, and I've enjoyed the hell out of sim racing since then. So that's what I'm going to go out and do, and hopefully, you know, I'll do another video when I have upgraded and I can explain how that's changed my sim racing from where I am today to how it's going to maybe improve it in the future. But yeah, look out for that video. If you like this video, guys, please do give it a thumbs up. I really hope it's come across the way I wanted to come across, and you guys have just got a little bit of an insight of what setup I have and what I've done to improve my lap times. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, and obviously turn on the notification bell. I really will try and do some more of these videos as and when I do upgrade, like I just mentioned, and hopefully it's good. You guys have enjoyed it, and you've got what I've tried to get across to you guys to do that. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll speak to you next time.